This is the Gran Turismo inspired F-Type, the Wraptor Racer.
Hi guys, and welcome to another fresh project entering the Wraptor workshop. Now, this lovely Jaguar F-Type car was presented to us by our client originally in mind to have a Project 7 style kind of body kit uplift to it. I don't know if you guys have seen the Project 7 cars. It's a very limited edition, extremely good looking version of the Jaguar F-Type. However, a slight change of plan when the client presented us with these pictures.
We have a Jaguar F-Type that we're going to turn into a Gran Turismo inspired Jaguar F-Type for our client. With a new Gran Turismo movie out and a new Gran Turismo game out, there's no better time than now to build this car.
Time to install the brakes. These brakes we've refurbished in metallic black to the customer's preference, giving them a fresh new look. So Ethan's just installing these wheel spacers. They're proper quality German made hub centric spacers from high grade material. They'll keep the wheel perfectly aligned, and I'll show you what we've done. Basically, the mating faces are cleaned so the spacer sits nice and flat. We've also cleaned and dried these threads, applied a bit of thread locking compound on each one. We'll then install it, torque it to the manufacturer specifications, and paint mark them to check them off. So that is a quality wheel spacer, reliable, safe, installed professionally. Time to install some new exhausts. So we're removing the original exhaust tips, and then we're custom fabricating on our Wraptor carbon fibre exhaust tips. Now it's time for a custom wrap. The colours we're using for this wrap are Crystal White, Luscious Lips Red, and Green Envy. And they are sparkly! Yes! It's gonna dazzle. Oh yes.
Okay guys, so I'll give you a little insight into the actual wrapping, if you like. So the vehicle's in our wrap room, so it's sealed off, so a much more clean, contaminant and dust-free environment. It's heated as well. This is just an auxiliary heater we wheel around to sort of heat the vinyl up, heat a particular area that we're working on. So I've done that now just to make sure there's no like chill on this panel. Because if it's like really cold to touch, it can make the vinyl really brittle and tear easily. At the same time, I don't want it too hot either, because otherwise it becomes really stretchy and melty and sticky and sort of difficult to work with, but at the other end of the scale, right? So here we've got a relatively flat door, so it's quite a nice easy panel to start learning with. The only difficulty or main difficulty is probably going to be this handle sticking out, but I may lock the car and then this can shoot and stow away in the door flat. So obviously the vehicle's had a good old clean anyway, and we've used a clay mitt to get rid of any sort of lumps and bumps and contaminants. And now we've got a panel wipe prep solution. Works well as a degreaser, removes any oily residue and tar and stuff like that. That's going to reduce adhesion. So we should get good adhesion once this is all clean. I'm going to give it a good old scrub with this. So I don't want any dust and dirt, or grease, or even sort of oily finger marks anywhere, because believe it or not, even your naturally oily fingers can reduce adhesion. Right, I've shut all the doors, boot and bonnet, so now, not many cars you have to lock to be able to wrap it, but in this case, there we are, the handle's where I want it now. That's going to make it much more flat and therefore easier to wrap.
Here we're wrapping the already wrapped bumper green again, just for a second layer of protection. Gives it a bit more stone chip resistance.
The effort that's gone into this wrap, we want it to look as good for as long as possible. So I've plotted some little strips here, and I'm actually going to apply these along where I believe are the areas more susceptible to stone chips, such as here, just behind the tyre. We've also double wrapped the front bumper for a bit of extra stone chip protection, and we're applying similar strips and 2 layers of protection elsewhere around the vehicle as well. Hopefully this wrap is going to look good for a long time yet.
We're installing some genuine Jaguar carbon fibre bonnet vents and fender vents. Now Jaguar have recently discontinued the fender vents, but there's good news, Wraptor are making their own carbon fibre side vents, and they will be available shortly on the online shop. Link in description. And also for the side vents, all these carbon bits are available on our online shop, www.raptorcustoms.com/shop.
The car's receiving a Project 7 style body kit consisting of this gorgeous front bumper, this huge wraparound real carbon fibre front splitter, some extra flared real carbon fibre side skirts, and an extra flared real carbon fibre rear bumper diffuser.
We want this wrap to look good for a very long time, so we've used quality materials. The areas that we feel are susceptible to stone chips, like the front bumper and on the inside of the inner wheel arches and bits like that, we've double wrapped to basically double the thickness of the film and make it a bit more bouncy, and the likelihood is the stones will bounce off rather than chip the wrap. Now on top of that, I'm about to apply this ceramic coating to help basically give a little bit of extra shine and prolong the life of the wrap. It'll protect it against the elements such as rainwater, dirt, bird droppings and tree sap, things like that. It's just another layer of very thin, super shiny protection. You want the vehicle paint or wrap fairly spotless before you put this on, because it's effectively going to seal in anything under there. Now put that on and off pretty quickly, buffed it off, and it's almost like, is that doing anything? You put it on and put it straight off again, but you feel the difference straight away with the cloth. That feels much more grippier, it's harder to push, and this just slides off it. And now this ceramic coating we're applying is rated at 3 years, but I find it works very well for 1 year, and then it's worth a reapplication. But it's a great way to make your car look shinier and cleaner for longer.
So as you can see from the picture, the car in the game has a pretty huge spoiler on it. So, you know, obviously we're not going to put that on there. Oh yes, we are. We have this huge piece of carbon fibre. It's going to go somewhere around here on the car. That's all we've got at the moment. This is carbon blade. I think with a bit of fabrication, engineering, a bit of painting and wrapping, we're going to be able to mount this on here. Now, the owner of this car wants to be able to see out the back window, and also still wants to be able to open the tailgate, which may pose a bit of a problem. As you can see from another image of the car here, it's got a spoiler and the brackets sort of come out behind the bumper, up and over the tailgate and to the spoiler. It's pretty aggressive, it's pretty extreme. Of course, that is going to stop the tailgate from opening. I've got a plan for that. Bear with me.
We're getting there. Check it out.
Now we're creating a custom big wing like you've never seen before.
So we've had some big thick aluminium brackets laser cut. Now they're not a nice smooth cut like they would be if they were CNC machined. They're a little bit rough, so I've linished all the edges nice and smooth, and I've created some other bracketry so the spoiler can mount to this, and now I've got to TIG weld these together. Now I've been MIG welding for years, but aluminium requires a TIG welder, which I'm not as experienced in. And now I've got to weld a very thick piece of aluminium to a much thinner piece of aluminium. So wish me luck. Now I could hand this over to a well-experienced expert, but I want this done, I want it done now, so I'm going to do it. And let's face it, the only way we can improve our skills is via research, training and practice. So I'm going to practice now, but I'm not going to practice on this just yet. I'm going to use a couple of offcuts. There's a thick piece, there's a thin piece, and see if I can get the technique and welding settings correctly to be able to weld these two together. If I'm successful in that, I'm going to go ahead and weld the spoiler brackets. Okay, spoiler's all rigged up, ready to go. So I've got to weld this thick and thin piece of aluminium together. Wish me luck, guys. Okay, found the groove in the end. Once you got a nice little flow going, the correct position of the lance, and adding the right amount of filler, and to be honest, I was just holding the amperage just flat out all the way along there. Wherever there's black, that's where, like there and there a little bit, that's where I've accidentally touched the tip here, the tungsten, against the metal or the pool of filler, and it just boff and makes a load of black soot. So you got very, very fine sort of tolerances, a small amount of space to work in. So that's definitely not as good as some people's weld, but it's strong, it's there. And for me, being not as experienced in welding aluminium with the TIG welder, welding such thick to such thin aluminium, that's pretty good for me. That's a small achievement. I'll take that as the achievement of the day. And here's the other side. A little bit better than the first, which is what I'd hoped for. Still not perfect, but we're improving. Good. Spoiler brackets looking good. Now it's time to remove them, paint them, and we can install them permanently. Oh, this is looking so good. I love it. The common question might be, where do I go to get the underside of my carbon fibre spoiler polished? I feel like I'm living a childhood dream. Probably the dream of many kids to be messing around with cool cars and fitting massive spoilers to them, and maybe the dream of many adults as well.
The work is all complete, and now it's time for the big reveal.
This is the Wraptor Racer GRAN TURISMO inspired F-Type for my client, and pre-warn you, there are a few very subtle changes.
Right.
I'm all slightly nervous now. Yeah, right.
Different, no, more than slightly.
Let's call it adaptations rather than changes.
Right.
Yeah, just things that didn't work, slight change, now it works, stuff like that.
Okay.
All right, you ready for this? Everyone?
Yeah.
All right,
We're all ready, mate. We're all waiting.
Yeah. Right. Introducing the Wraptor Racer GRAN TURISMO inspired F-Type. This is your car.
Wow. Yes.
Is that slightly different?
And it's, yeah, more than I could imagine. That's lovely. It's very nice.
So from a standard black F-Type R to that. Game car in reality.
I didn't want the wing.
Don't worry guys, he's only joking.
Well, it's good for ironing.
It is, yeah, I'd say it's special. Definitely.
I've done something a little special with the spoiler.
Gotcha, yeah, right.
You see, we've added these on as per the picture of the
Yeah,
game,
yeah, like it looks,
but you can still open your tailgate. Rob, do you want to grab us the keys?
yeah.
Then we'll
Yeah,
open your
yeah.
tailgate. You got your crystal white, very, very metallic, sparkly.
Tire writing.
Tire writings on there, that race car look. Obviously the picture in the game adds some like HSBC stuff here.
Yeah.
So we've done our own version,
Yeah.
so to show what it is.
Yeah.
And that's perforated window film, and you can see through it really well. Legally you're allowed to block the back windows and stuff anyway, it's the front you don't worry about.
Very nice.
Okay.
Oh, look.
I'll be honest, wrapping it green was for me, so I knew which one it was.
This is lucky number.
Yeah, that's your lucky number. Lots of carbon front splitter, and wheel arch extensions,
Yeah.
carbon fine vents, carbon side
I
carbons.
wasn't sure whether or not we were going to have the red on that or just on the big
Okay.
backgrounds. And
It
it's
flows
nice,
nice,
isn't
doesn't it? Carbon mirrors, carbon side skirts, carbon rear spoiler, carbon rear diffuser. Do you like carbon?
No.
No, damn.
Take it back off.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah, it is lovely.
Thanks for watching the creation of the Wraptor Racer Gran Turismo inspired F-Type. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed building it with the help of my team, of course. It's looking absolutely stunning. I think it could be my favourite one yet. If you are a keen viewer and you've watched lots of our videos, what's your favourite project we've done so far? Drop it in the comments below, please, and do click subscribe. We love working on special projects and we love working on people's pride and joy. So if you're looking for a workshop to take on, a special project to work on your pride and joy, for anything a bit niche, then feel free to get in contact with us. I'll leave our details in the description. If you want to see more of this car, well, the journey isn't over yet. In a future episode, this car comes for a revisit to have tuning, bigger brakes, more exhaust work and more. So you can look forward to part 2 coming out at some point soon. It may be the next video, it may not. But either way, please tune in. Wednesday at midday, that is when our next video is out. Thanks for watching. I'm Dud, Wraptor Customs.